Welcome to Permadeath Extraordinaire, where we are doing a little bit more D&D done right. Returning once again to Admiral Geoffrey and Wafu the Silent. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys. Say hello to the audience.
Hello!
That would be Admiral Geoffrey.
Hello.
And that would be Wafu the usually pretty silent. So, with that in mind, where did we leave off last time? You guys were on the road after being somewhat exiled or kind of asked to leave, given what's called the bum rush from the small village.
We got bounced.
Kinda. You were on the road, headed south, walking. And a wave of energy had overtaken you. Is that where we left off?
No, we left off in the old lady's house, the god.
Yeah, that's the wave of energy. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Very good. So, you did talk with Mama Juanita, or a representation of such things, a vision from a god, if you will. She represents the spring. New births, new life, new opportunities. Good guy. It's hard to tell with the gods of Skyfall. Which one's good, which one's bad. You know the old man's bad.
Well, we're pretty sure.
The drowned bride is morbid and silent. And
Brenna gives me light.
Yes. Which I gotta ditch that name. There's a replacement name for that one. But we'll get to that another time. Some old names linger. Tragedy. So, as that vision fades, you guys come to, back in your little impromptu camp zone underneath a large tree where the snow has not drifted very deep. When it begins to dawn on you, Geoffrey, as you look around, you look at the gnarled tree that you're sitting under, and the fog has been kind of blocking your perception, but it's beginning to dawn on you that you're in what would be kind of considered a perverted, fallen, run wild, former elven wood, an ancient forest. What does that mean? It means that there could be all kinds of nasty things around here, from fairy folk to living trees that aren't entirely friendly. They're not like the treants in The Hobbit. Nor are you guys hobbits. It's said there are black trees. Dark treants that have been converted by the blood druids of the north. Fairies are always a pain in the ass. People avoid them for a reason. Even a good fairy is a completely out of control piece of shit. That's the only way to put it. They don't have the same moral sense we do.
Yeah, they're not really malevolent, but they're definitely not malevolent either.
Yeah, they won't kill you, but boy, they'll make your life a pain in the ass. For example, we once partied with the fairies, and one of us came back with literally cauliflowered ears. It's kind of a play on the whole boxing cauliflower ear thing. One of us was dyed purple permanently. Their skin is purple.
Goodbye, charisma.
Like really purple, like 2-bit video games purple. And he was kind of like a non-human race, this different game genre. He was a non-human race. He kind of had the appearance of almost like a demonic creature with like the wings and the almost serpentine upright humanoid look. Purple.
He was Thanos.
And the magic was basically unbreakable because fairies are made of magic. They're like little living puffs of magic. Treants could be good, could be bad. You immediately think that if you do make little cooking fires, etc., you're going to have to keep them small, which is good, because currently a small fire is burning in your campground as you come walking back into it. And from under his sombrero,
El Rojo?
the Corinthian gives you a smile.
Oh,
I'm back.
Rojo.
I thought it was Rojo, or whatever his name is. El Rojo, I think his name.
It's nice, for once, that you had a fire waiting for me. Normally I'm the one making the fires.
Well, normally we don't know you're coming.
Did you enjoy your god vision?
It was indeed
Sit.
enjoyable.
You notice 2 places have been made for you guys to sit close enough to the fire to benefit from it.
I'm gonna do that.
A small fire,
As will I.
the Corinthian says, looking into the darkness and the fog around you. These are dangerous woods, friend. In the vacuum left by the death of the elves, they have run wild. Some even say the woods seek vengeance. I would tread carefully, stay on what's left of the road. This road once reached a great port. Long gone now. This road was built by hands both human and non-human. That century's gone. This road was old and abandoned before the king even came here, before the lion rose. The Slavian city points down the road south, just a little further, about 4 days, maybe 5, as he looks at the fog and the deep snow. There you would see wonders. He looks to Wafu. One could find magics. The city was sacked, destroyed, and it was never looted. None of the Slavians have been looted, friends. Nobody dares. Old magics hang about the place like a fog on a pond in the morning.
I don't really like magic too much.
You will.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, you will, friend, he says. There are many items that could benefit a High Admiral. High Admiral indeed.
I meant bad magics.
The elves pushed many boundaries, friends. Some good, some bad. Magic in itself was more important, oftentimes, than the getting there, if that makes sense. The elves were not entirely moralistic, my friend. It was easy for the king to turn the minds of the people against them, and to wage war and indeed win. Keep in mind, the lion's power was vast, more vast than you may think. The sisters told Wafu of a great tower, a tower even now being assailed by your friends. The wave of power that crossed over you, that is from them. They have solved the tower.
Little
now-
beggars.
Now they're just as lost as you, just as far away from any civilization as you. And your other friend, the magpie. He's somewhere on a lake. He doesn't know where. He has an idea, but where he is and where he is are 2 separate things.
Oh, is he on the lake of Sweet Haven?
He headed out of Sweet Haven nearly 2 weeks ago, my friend. Time is
2
slipping.
weeks.
Time is slipping. Things are unfolding. Everything
Black
changed
strips for 3
tonight.
different timelines.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's the difference between 6, 3, and 1 episode.
Well, and also it's a concept that I've always kind of loved. I've always kind of been into time thingies. 2-bit to focus will tell you that. And then on top of that, I read the original Old Gunslinger series by Stephen King. And in that, the world has time that kind of slips. Like, you just never really can tell if a day is actually a day. Maybe it's been a week. You're not sure. You might didn't we? Yeah, we had dinner last night, right? That was 2 nights ago. Oh. So yeah, and yes, to sync up 3 timelines, yeah, kind of have to do that, especially because your guys' timelines are pretty, Magpie's been on the road for quite a while. Weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And weeks and weeks.
And we've been whisked away once or twice.
Mm-hmm. So just assume that of all the people, your guys'
4
time,
timelines, technically.
yeah,
if you
you're
consider the
the
kids,
kid.
yeah.
You guys are, of all the groups, anytime the Corinthians are around, you can assume that things aren't going to be quite right. I think you guys have figured out the Corinthians a strange, enigmatic thing, and there's no telling if he has his own goals or if he's just trolling you.
I think he's just trolling us.
He's making a meme out of us.
He's like, no, he's the DM, and our characters are the players in his campaign, and his campaign is the world.
It's like that shitty old cartoon Dungeons and Dragons. I am Dungeon Master,
Oh
who
my
more or less
God.
was this little dwarf that would show up and just fuck with him. He'd never give him like straight answers. He'd throw him into life-threatening situations. These are like teenagers and children being thrown into life-threatening situations against demon kings and multi-headed super dragons.
Yep, that's the Corinthian.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
That guy wore the robes of a red wizard, so I imagine that he probably...
He
was
sure
fucking DM
did,
all.
didn't he? Yeah,
Yes.
I spotted that immediately. I was like, what? It's fucking grimy.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
We had a gnomish red wizard, lawful evil bastard, and he teamed up with my human lawful evil wizard, and we were red wizards from a land called Thay, and we were bastards. Oh, bastards. I was killed by my own party. My own friends murdered me. They shot me in the back. I was getting the raft ready on the island where you guys came from, right outside of Tanaroa. I was getting the raft ready to go to the boat. We were actually going to sail it a little ways around the island because we were still in the process of mapping it and all that stuff like that. And they shot me. They shot me. They had the archer Hazar, who was a really good archer. He just shot me in the back. Why? Oh, they had every reason. Hezekiel was a total bastard.
Yeah, diabolical and cruel and, yeah.
Yeah, I really stepped out
The
of
focus-
myself
were-
and played
Were
a
you
really
in,
bad guy.
Were you in participation?
Oh,
of
I sold
backstabbing
it.
him?
Are you kidding? I sold him into slavery. I sold DeFocus's character Grubby into slavery.
Yikes. You sound like a very
The-
evil version of
The
a
worst part
magpie.
of it, my brother... Grimy,
Helped. Yeah,
Yeah.
he helped. Yeah, he helped.
I think he actually owned me for a while.
The castle?
Jesus.
We went through
Yeah.
the castle, and I tried to trade my fucking fellows to the master of the castle to get myself out of there. He didn't take the deal because the referee wasn't a bastard. But at least I made the offer. My character was evil. I'm not evil. My character was evil, so I figured I'll be as evil as I can be. And it ended with arrows in the back from my own fucking party, and they had every right to do it. I wasn't mad at all. I was like, that
Took you long enough.
is a beautiful end for this character. Grimy eventually rescued me, and I came back. And that is another story.
Wait, the person that you sold into slavery?
No. Grubby.
No, my brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Grimy
and
was Grubby's brother.
Dude, they
Yeah.
were a
I'm sorry
regular
for
Ozzy and
mistaking those
Harriet,
two.
man.
Yeah, Grimy was a little red wizard necromancer, and Grubby was a illusionist. And they were both gnomes.
What does a gnome do in slavery? Can't lift anything.
Huh? I just put a tray on their head.
House slaves, huh?
Table-headed service drone Bob. Bring me another martini.
What is my purpose? You bring martinis.
Aww.
It's also in
Man,
death
if we weren't
arenas,
streaming, I would have made a good joke.
and also in like death arenas, which were a common thing in the place that we sold him into slavery. It's like a big joke. And now the grand champion will take on the giant Grubby, and out he comes with like his two-handed sword, dragging it behind him because gnomes in this campaign are much smaller. So yeah,
And it turns out the whole time he's been faking it. He's got a ring of hill giant strength.
well, and even if he
Kicks
gets
the champion's ass.
yeah, and even if he gets stomped by the giant, it's a roar for the crowd. They're there to see bloody spectacle, and so yeah, they sell as oddities in the slave market. I think Grubby eventually escaped.
I wouldn't know. You had him and I moved.
Well, let's just assume that your slave keeper didn't cut your tongue out, so you were able to spell your way out of there. Okay, so using some belly ball lint.
Illusioned my way out of a cage. Neat trick.
Yeah, illusion. Never mind. They're good. Okay, let's get going here.
All right. So,
Gotta go AFK. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I find you two still on the road. I figured that we would meet up in the tavern by now. Did something go wrong?
Oh, yeah, we got kicked out.
Ah.
Well, more
My sending-
specifically imprisoned. Then I broke out, told them they were really shitty guards, and then we got released. I got released.
You can
Yeah,
continue
just
south
with
to the
food.
Slavians, but beware. There's very foul fire burning in the city. Or you can return to the town from whence you came. Or he just holds his arms open. You can walk into this corrupted forest and hope you survive until morning.
Yeah, we were gonna look for a logging camp, but that's on the other side of the town.
My friends, how lost you are. You're lost, aren't you, Lord Admiral?
Well,
Normally this time of the year is a slow time for the sailors. And yeah, you're like, yeah, wintertime is normally booze,
I'll be drinking my ale. Yep.
passes, doing a little bit of paperwork to get the logistics ready, loading the boats here and there, but generally it's a pretty relaxed time.
Do some winter survival training with the boys. The men.
Ah, if only Phesia was still the place it used to be.
Well,
but-
that's what happens when a giant monster destroys everything.
That is far and away, my friend. It seems here you have 2 choices. 3, if you consider death as a choice.
It's always a choice.
It is always a choice.
The Slavian, the town, or death. Yeah.
Well, death is not guaranteed. You could navigate your way through hundreds of miles of corrupted forests, and perhaps make your way back to Phesia. You won't be able to go east. That would take you through the clouds of the burning city.
Yeah.
AFK for a second.
You wouldn't happen to have any little mystics at your fingertips to maybe conceal some of some stuff?
Oh, you
What-
ask a
what-
favor of me?
Yeah.
Favors are not typically my forte. but I know of
Well-
another. And perhaps you can convince him to help you. He does enjoy helping people.
Is it a snake that answers any question you ask?
No, it's not. I get the reference there. But no. No, a friend
Been
from
and done
faraway Lavadia City. Let's just
Let me
say
consult my charts.
it won't be the first time that he's helped one of your group.
The magpie.
Ah, no, my friend.
That was just a guess. He seems
priest.
the kind of do dealings.
The priest of the earth required his assistance.
Dirt.
Yes. It seems
His
that your
brother's
friend,
right here.
your friend
What is it? Was in the prison?
is suffering from a foul curse brought upon himself from the lion. Now, if I were to say arrange a meeting with this mutual friend, what's in it for the old Corinthian?
We owe you a favor.
Indeed. So you would agree that you would be willing to do something for me in return for me doing something for you?
Oh, well, as long as it falls between my values, yeah.
I care not about values. If I have something that needs done, I will rely upon you to take care of the business. He smiles at you. I'll give you a moment to talk with your silent friend, and then
you might
a bargain
think
shall
he's
be made.
missing a tongue.
Yeah, he's AFK for just a sec, and that's okay
Yeah.
because I had to AFK too because I gotta grab soda. I'll be right back.
I'll grab a soda too.
Well, there it is. Fine.
If there's any viewers watching,
We're all
fuck
AFK.
you.
And there goes whatever audience we'll ever have. Anyway, I'll be right back. We'll all be right back.
Alright, sorry, lads.
I'm back.
Welcome back. I thought something was wrong with my headphones.
No, we both went AFK.
Right.
So the
I'm back.
the Corinthian will give us a favor and put us in touch with someone who could probably help us with like concealment a bit. If in exchange we will also give him a favor when he asks. What do you think
Seems
about that?
fair, I guess.
All right, we accept.
Oh wait, you gotta say that. You gotta say that in the Macaulay accent. Say, seems fair, I guess. In Macaulay, go.
Spotlight, click.
Hang on, I'm swallowing a peanut butter sandwich.
You're swallowing. Gross.
A peanut butter sandwich.
Uh-huh.
Well, not like the whole thing, but I put a lot of peanut butter on my sandwiches. I love this stuff.
It's pretty good. I'll give you that.
He's swallowing nut. Peanut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, it looks like you owe me one. I would expect your visitor shortly after morning.
All right.
You have money, right? The Corinthian says.
Yeah, I got some change.
All right. His services are not free, and he very rarely.
We've got to give you a favor and pay.
He rarely is as
Christ.
trusting as I am. I'm simply bringing him to your presence. Something not easy to do here. And this would be, I believe, the second time that he's been disturbed by your circle. But he generally has a good temperament.
Generally?
Generally.
Oh, that's not good. All right. Well,
It's
do we
better
need to
than
meet him
rarely.
somewhere? Will he just teleport in front of us?
And
Fall down the stairs?
And my friends, you're far away from everything else happening in the kingdom. This is a very isolated pocket, a place most people avoid. Because as I said, a short distance away is a place cursed. And the woods themselves. The people of Hamlet were simple folk. They would want nothing more than to be simple folk again. But you must be careful. Some of them walk with the old man.
Oh, little shit. Excuse me, just had some ale.
Good luck, friends. We'll see how this turns out for you.
Oh, me and when I was the DM for my players, we made a rule where if you burped or farted or had to piss or take a shit or something like that, it was all in character as well.
Interesting.
So someone tried to do a they were doing something charisma related to someone and then they burped, and I made them fail because they burped because I gave them minuses.
So, with that, Corinthian says, you will find that my favor comes first.
All right.
And morning may be longer in coming than you think.
Oh, fucking time.
Okay. With that, He's going to stand up, double checks his goodies and his gear, and walks off into the foggy night, leaving the two of you reeling from double vision.
So wait, do we have to do his favor first? Is that what I'm assuming?
Yeah, it seems that way.
Well, what the hell is his favor? He didn't say.
There it is. Hello! Yell out into the dark. You didn't tell us what to do! No response. And no Corinthian if you look around.
Well, shit.
Typical.
It is reasonably late in the evening. You're feeling. It is dark. Foggy. Extremely cold.
Nice. I'm shivering there, Wafu. She's a bit cold.
Yeah, Wafu, you may be making a constitution check. Do either of you guys have a tent in your personal gear?
Let me double check. I don't think so, though.
Yeah. Of course I do. I always bring one with me.
Yeah, that's usually something that goes on the animal. And
Yeah.
I don't think you got none of that.
Doesn't look like I got no tent. No, sir.
So you guys basically are just going to have to sit under the tree and freeze, sleep.
No. I pull out a silver platter, and I use it as an umbrella from the snow.
I don't think the platter's going to help you.
The shit.
You could serve your dry rations in style, though.
I pull out a... Ooh.
Wafu is
Nothing.
angry because he ate without a table.
I got nothing.
Oh, you need a table?
Wafu and Geoffrey are angry because they did not eat from a table. we're going RimWorld here. Yeah.
Our
And-
little moodlets.
I was chatting a little bit with Dirt
Ugly
the other day.
environment. Cold.
I can't remember where we went. We were chatting a little bit, but our conversation got to Ludiocracy, and it finally ended with, I think we're just going to get rid of Skyfell. You guys are now on planet Starbucks. Campaign will now take place at Starbucks. Okay, so Wafu, Geoffrey, you guys are sitting at a table at the southern corner of the Starbucks on the street corner of 42nd and Franklin. What would you like to do?
Can I get a venti dirty chai?
Yeah, as long as you don't try and leave the Starbucks, you're okay. All right. Roll initiative, or your coffee gets cold.
I have to roll initiative against the coffee, dude.
So I assume you guys are gonna sleep as best you can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my my leather armor that I have, my second pair, and I'm gonna put it on top of me as a blanket.
All right. It is done.
And you die. And now it's like the long dark. You go to sleep and you don't pay attention, you don't exit sleep fast enough, and you just die of cold.
It seems like you guys overslept to begin with. And it looks like the weather has taken a strange turn. And you're wondering why the Corinthian didn't just tell you that was right there as you look a little ways down the road. On a side trail, what that is that's right there is not much more than maybe a half a mile. You can see first a couple of little stone fences, and then what appears to be I would call it a small town, about the size of the one you just came from. and appears to have a manor up on the hill, overlooking the small town. A nice one.
Wait a second.
Maybe a noble you know.
This doesn't look good.
Well, it's not unusual to have small. Look at you. Pretty soon you're going to have a small noble area, if you will. A wild, crazy, unsettled land with this probably overpriced house and a couple of overpriced amenities available in the
I guess
town.
I have the Corinthian
Yeah.
to thank for my house not getting squashed in Fiji and just teleported to another area.
Yeah, it's because the house is. It's basically kind of an adventure hook in itself, yeah. And plus the floor plan's decent, and there it is.
Hey, you know what? At least me and DeFocus weren't like rain and dirt. Any adventure hook you toss at us, they're just like, nah.
Yeah, Dirt and Rain avoided all adventures for quite a while.
Really?
Yeah. They just didn't take any of the hooks and just kind of wandered free and let the random encounters take hold. They met some pretty random stuff as a result.
Imagine.
Yeah, but, what can you do? So, the fog has lifted. Still very much cloudy. The clouds hanging very low. Not much higher in the treetops almost. So a very gray day. And you definitely overslept. It feels like you about midday. But that's not surprising.
Shit.
With the wash of energy that hit.
If any of my men slept in like this, I'd give them a beating.
Vision from the old mama. Talking with the Corinthian, you're probably up pretty late.
Mountain mama, take me home.
Country road.
Country road.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna fashion some gloves for my sewer rat fur.
That would take a little while. You got some thread, needles,
No,
and stuff.
I do, but I'm fucking with you. We're gonna head to that town.
Yeah, we'll cataclysm dark days this. You need a needle. You can make that from some bone. You're gonna have to go out and hunt
I've
something.
got sewing needles, and I have. You know what? I got sewing needles, but I didn't get any string.
Yeah, do you have a tailor kit with 50 charges of string?
Yeah, I got no string. I just have the sewing needles.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I gotta know what I gotta buy.
Alright. As you're getting into the town, getting close to it, you can definitely see there's activity. Not a whole lot. Again, the snow's pretty deep. The town seems to have cleared off the more common areas. Simple enough town. You've got what appears to be a very small livery where they would make livestock and livestock supplies available. You've got, I guess you could call it an inn. It's a rundown 3 or 4 room structure. Most of the things here pretty run down. Looks like an
Why didn't
old
the
town.
Corinthian just tell us about this? Christ. Slept in the cold last night.
And up on the hill, the mansion seems pretty opulent. Not as run down as the city down below it. Perhaps a selfish noble. Again,
Do I see
not
any,
entirely
do I see
unheard
any
of.
banners? Can my heraldry come into play?
Eldred.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emblems around or anything?
Make a heraldry check. -4. It's a relatively obscure name and banner.
Sure. 8 or less. Jesus. Where's the fucking thing? Nope.
No good, huh?
Oh, that
Doesn't-
must be less than the
Yeah,
one.
it doesn't really ring a bell. If they did have a banner or a presence, it apparently wasn't naval. So with that
Must
said,
be one of them ground cunts.
simple farming town with a small central nexus with blacksmith, leather worker, the basic amenities that a farm town would need. And the inn, such as it is, because, well, there is this decrepit road and small farming communities, again, not unheard of in some of the strangest places around this kingdom. Even the lion's hand didn't reach to every corner of this place.
All right.
And
The
King
focus.
Reginald.
Or what? Not. Who's the focus? Oh, Macaulay.
All right, Walt.
Your, how do I put this lightly? Your skin is quite recognizable. You got any way to cover it up, mate?
I guess I'll tighten up my loincloth as best I can.
No.
I do have a shawl I can pull over my head.
So I was trying to say that in the accent without laughing.
Yeah, coal black skin, white hair. Aren't your eyes all messed up too?
No.
Okay.
Maybe take the bones out of your nose too.
Very tall. Yeah, favoring the tribal look. Can't take the bones out of the nose. That's what keeps the spirits away, dude.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Keeps the demons.
If anyone asks, you got punched in the nose and that's your nose bone. Yeah?
Everybody knows if you don't have a bone in your nose, it causes constipation, according to the Tonaroans.
I wonder why you're so free with your bones.
All of my bones were the gods intended inside me.
Oh my god. I realized we were on Twitch and I filtered myself.
Nice. Instant mental censorship. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna make a funny joke about black people on a Quentin Tarantino movie.
On a Quentin Tarantino.
A Quentin Tarantino movie, but I decided against it. But it involved a black person.
What do you have against my bones?
That's what we'll leave it at.
It's a damn tasty burger.
Yeah, Wafu, this cold definitely going to start affecting you. Should you guys strike out again?
Wish we got infinite heat, am I right?
As you're kind
I had a
of
cloak, but I don't.
as you're kind of wandering your way down the avenue into the town, a couple of people wave. A couple of people are kind of sullen and blow you off when you try to wave.
Attempt to appear friendly anyway.
And you find yourselves...
Attempt to disbelieve the town.
No, there's a town.
Okay.
And you just kind of gravitated towards the ramshackle inn, and now you're kind of standing in the center of town. You'll have to make a choice what you want to do.
Going to the manor.
What do you want to do?
Going to the manor.
All right.
You just walk up there. You don't want to sniff around down here first.
Perhaps we should do some sniffing. We're going to the inn. Oh no, do I smell the old man? Do I smell his presence? His influence?
The inn is a dark place. There are 2 people in it, maybe. And they're just kind of sitting together off in a corner mumbling. Look like farmers. And unarmed. They don't seem to have any weapons on them. They probably have a dagger, but who cares? And you got the bartender. Gruff,
What's he look like?
weathered,
Mm-hmm.
rotund.
Insert
big
default
guy.
bartender here.
Oh, out of towners.
Oh, nice action, I hear. Are you from a fishing boat?
Oh, I've done a little bit of fishing.
Oh, yeah, not for me.
He takes a
Price,
step
then,
back.
are
He
ya?
takes a step back from the bar until the rope caught me leg. Shows his peg leg that he's got.
Oh, that's fucking nice peg leg.
It is, isn't it?
Did old Jimmy Two Arms do that for you?
No. I was before Jimmy Two Arms' time. What can I get for you, friend?
Oh, two of your warmest piss ale.
Now, for a salt like you, I think I got something a little better. Pulls out 2 bottles. One in front of you, one in front of Wafu. Friend's an interesting one. Was he, from the north?
The East.
The east?
Yes.
Never been out there myself.
No, not many have.
So, boys, what brings you all into town?
Wandering these woods, looking for a place to stay after the Fiji incident.
Boy, what a disaster that was.
Right, news travels fast.
We've had a few visitors coming and going to town. More traffic on this old road than past 20 years, as far as I can remember.
Well, must be good for business, am I right?
I've made a gold or two.
That's nice.
Somebody usually makes it by the copper. But we do have the good ale, huh? What do you boys think of that?
Let me give it a guzzle.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All's well. It's
Now this is a bartender I can get behind.
Yeah, let's find out what quality their local brew is.
It's gonna be the best I ever
It's-
tasted.
It's pretty good.
Vicious.
Yeah, you and
Let me give
the
this a bit of a whiff.
you and the salt
Mint
dogs
this in
could.
honey.
Yeah, you and the salt dogs could definitely get wasted on this. Yeah,
Is this a mead?
But it's nothing-
Based beer.
nothing to brag about. Nope, just simple beer,
Oh, it's nice.
local flavors.
It's just that raw amount of not smooth, you know.
Just that right amount of ass.
Just
Yeah.
that right amount of dirt in your mouth, you know.
Always like a gritty beer. All right, so
I always like a beer that makes me. Oh, yeah. Just that, like a sour, eating a sour. A chalk, you know?
the door bursts open
Oh, shit.
as probably about 15-year-old kid comes barreling into the room. Trailing snow. Trailing snow. The bartender, hey, the floors. Grabs his mop as the kid comes kind of trapezing up to you.
To me?
I'm sorry, Mr. Barton, but I was told to deliver this as quickly as possible, and you know the Baron pays for tidiness. And he hands you a scroll and kind of stands there with a hopeful look on his face.
Oh, where's this kid? Is this gonna, I'm gonna open this and it's gonna squirt me in the face and I'm gonna pass out, huh?
I don't know, sir. It's from
I'll
the
open
Baron. The Baron on the hill. The good Baron.
Oh, Jesus, alright. Calm it down, let me open up this scroll there.
You notice the bartender's kind of leaning in on his mop handle, kind of taking a look at what you get in there as you
Nosy.
unfold. You turn away from him.
Mind your business there, boy.
It comes basically along the lines of, "Hail, travelers. could not help but see you entering the town, and you notice the ink is still fresh.
A little smeared because it's been wrapped up.
I must say I have a most grand and all-around view of the lands around my wonderful estate. I would bid you join me for dinner, for I am a great fan of faraway stories, interesting tales,
wait a second.
or anything else that may help to inspire my own works. Signed, Baron Wintersong.
Wait a second. Something's fishy here.
The kids
Got
figured
some-
out you're not
got
going to
something
tip
in the
him,
old-
so he's left.
Got something in the old fucking memory bank, so this doesn't. I don't like this.
Wafu's gonna look for magic runes.
Looking at the paper, simple, well, not simple, it's parchment. Well-treated parchment. What you would expect from a noble. And the ink doesn't smell of death, so there's no necromancy on the paper. Ahoy, the bartender says. Invite from the Baron. He loves to entertain locals. He also loves to entertain any guests. He's... how do I put it? He likes to sing a lot. And yes, always looking for a story, he is. Many travelers that have come through the town recently have paid the Baron a good visit. And yes, it invites you for dinner, and after dinner, if you so desire, you can take advantage of the amenities available at his house, basically saying he'll throw you a room.
Yeah, and get fucking trapped there for 100 years.
So, what are you going to do?
Alright, dinner it is.
All right. So, pass the day having a few drinks at the inn.
Yeah,
Any
I'm
place
gonna
around
ask
here?
around and see if like anyone knows of like what the old man is, the influence of the old man, all that shit.
It seems the local fare is potatoes and snails. Snails gotten out of a local lake. It's not good. Very dirt tasty. As for the locals, the few that kind of come and go, generally they seem a bit busy, as in they're not, interested in talking with an out-of-towner at any great depth. But mentions of the old man don't seem to raise any suspicions or raised eyebrows, and nobody tries to attack you. And giving indications you're not seeing any overt presence. And it's usually kind of rude to just come out and ask people their religion. But you don't see anybody wearing symbols of the man.
Good.
But again, only a few people come and go in the tavern. As afternoon wears on and evening arrives, it does get a little bit more busy. But it is about time for supper, so... What are you doing?
I'm wondering if I saw any purveyors of garments.
There would be a tailor. It's not really a shop so much as it's asking a couple of the natives where could one get something to wear.
Natives.
The natives to the town? Yeah, the natives.
Yeah, what do you mean
that's
by
what you
natives?
call that's what you call somebody from a particular area, a native.
Right.
In any event, so speaking with them, they refer you to old Persephone, and She's a rotund older lady, answers her door, looks up and up at you. She's a very short lady. Yeah.
Hello?
I was looking for clothes that might be a bit warmer.
Yes. And your friend, too. It looks as if you're a bit underdressed, especially if you clearly are travelers. I've never met you, so it must be very cold on the roads. And those pesky fogs could be back at any moment. They do tend to persist, don't they? She says as she steps aside. Do come in. I'll get your measurements.
Make my way in.
How tall are you?
6'3".
Ah, so not hideously big. Okay.
Yeah, not ultra massive.
All right.
I do weigh quite a bit. I'm sure that has a great deal to do with my build.
That will work in your favor. And no, she has nothing in your size, like cloak-wise. I'm sorry, just don't have anything that big. I'm sorry. I'd have to make you something custom. It would take... She kind of looks at your size. I could probably get it done in 2 days.
It's nice.
What are we looking at here as far as price?
It's going to be a simple cloak made of simple materials, so probably not much more than like 10 silver. 10 pieces of silver would cover it, love.
That would be fine.
And we, of course, would do it 5 of the silver up front, and
Yeah,
5 when I complete.
Right.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just did a little math here.
Oh, doing the coinage?
Yeah, I removed it from my coins.
Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Shit.
I actually just subtracted the whole total.
So, we'll probably have to close up this episode, and we'll pick up with you guys attending dinner.
Well, shit, okay.
Or do you have other plans? Would you like to burn down the city?
Well,
It is a sandbox game, you know. You do it, Flint.
I'm
I'm just saying.
You're throwing us into an adventure that you've told us a lot about already?
Maybe. I don't see why I would do that.
Because you might have forgotten you told us about it?
Doubtful.
Pretty
For you to
forgetful.
deal with. Yeah, it depends.
But we're going to the dinner party.
All right.
And then
So-
we're going to burn the fucking town down.
That's where we'll pick up with the dinner party. Which is just you guys and the good Baron. And he'll tell you a story about a little problem he has.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he'll soften us up with some cudgels first.
Maybe. No, it's actually pretty simple. And we'll see where it goes. And no, it's definitely not the one you think. I can see where you think that, though. But, yeah. Now, see, that one I might actually put Dirt and Quinn through because they don't know about that one.
That's the one where you get trapped for like 100 years at night, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
which I very rarely run that one. That one's... It can be tedious.
Quit it.
Now, it kind of comes down to all three parties are going to be facing a moralistic test. We'll see what your alignments are. We'll figure it out real soon.
Lawful good, baby.
We'll see.
Yikes.
All right,
In the yard.
Church.
let me save this. No, we'll definitely see where everybody's alignments are.
I don't know. I've played pretty good lawful good so far.
All right, so yes, next episode we'll get to it, and yeah, it'll be a very, very interesting experience to see. It'll be curious to see how you guys do with this. It's kind of an eccentric adventure. But with that said, I'm going to close up the show real quick, and I'm just going to say that until next time, as always, this is Permadeath Extraordinaire, loving y'all.